Hey everyone, welcome back to Outpost Review. I guess you can tell that spring is in the air. It's getting close to planting season, probably. Well, actually there's a few plants that I probably need to get out now. But what I'm working on is another raised bed up above my original one. Then my intentions is to build another one behind that one, so they'll have three. Then possibly two more over there on the other side of where my back deck is going to be, and then probably a half one right there. But what I'm doing this time is, originally I didn't take the bark off of those poles that I sit in there, although they're cedar and they are a bit water resistant. But you know, the bugs, they live under the bark, and don't ask me why. I guess I was excited about getting that bed put together so I could plant some things that I didn't even think about it. So what I'm doing is I'm debarking this down to actually the wood, and that way the bugs, they won't have a place to harbor in underneath the bark so that they work on the wood. But yeah, it's coming along great. I got some posts set. I got my first one down there. This one had actually blown over up there, so I've got several more down there that are blown over or leaning with partially the roots out of the ground. So I'm going to go down there and get those. But yeah, I'm excited about the cabin being done, and I'm also, and you'll get to see that in a couple of upcoming videos, because the review channel is a little bit ahead of the Outpost channel, which is where we do all the work. So if you're new to this channel, my suggestion is go over there to our other channel, Smoky Mountain Outpost, and check out all the building. This is more behind the scenes on how we do things, what we're doing, and why we're doing them. So but yeah, I've got everything set to go to where I can actually, I think I need one more layer of logs up top there, and then I can, dig 4 holes on the front, set some posts, and then I can start backfilling that with dirt and cut me some. What I've been doing on the ends of them is cutting me some rounds off of the logs, basically about 12 inches wide, and just kind of stacking them up and letting the dirt pack into that. And then what I do is, from the back post to the front post, I actually put in a nailer. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. See what I did right there? There's my back post, and then right here is my front post. And what I did was I laid those rounds in between these two posts, and then what I did is I took another section right here and I kind of notched it out and went from the top of that post to the top of this post, and then nailed it in. That holds the rounds in there pretty much once I get the dirt packed in there. And it also braces those back posts against the front post. And then of course I laid a log across the front right there to separate this red clay from the actual topsoil. But I got all this dug out yesterday. I dug it with the mattock and threw a lot of the dirt uphill, and then backfilled into here. And then of course once I start setting my posts, I'll pull that red clay back, because it's going to actually be on the bottom, and then I can actually fill in with some topsoil, you know, about like this, and it will make really nice beds. And what I've been doing is saving all of my ashes from the outdoor kitchen and from the wood stove in there. I've been dumping them on top, so that should provide a lot of nutrients for it. And then as time goes on, I'll continue to do that, and then when that gets mixed up and turned up, it ought to do really well. So yeah, the other bed is going to kind of go right in here at an angle, because I'm going to kind of make a flower area out of this turn, and then like I said, one more up above there, and then 2 on the far side of the bank there. That way when I come out from the outside on the back porch, I'll actually have steps that go up to the bank where I can walk over to the kitchen, or I can come around this way, and I will be able to also turn and go in either direction from those steps to my garden areas. So, and there's nothing else that I can do with this bank anyway. I could fix it up to where I could possibly tear it off and plant flowers or do some sort of landscaping, but I thought, why not put it to use instead of something that's just visually appealing? Why not put it to use? And this can become a garden area by just putting in the raised beds. So this is going to make this bank productive, because I can't really do anything with it other than aesthetics, like I said, by doing some landscaping. So this will put this bank to good use. I do have to give my son a shout out because he helped to bail me out last week. Pretty much, I'm filming every day, and then of course editing, and had a little bit of a scare last week. My girlfriend was up here visiting and staying in a cabin up in the mountains, her and her daughter, and they got a phone call while they were here that her mother had been taken to the hospital. She'd been down in her back, and her legs had gave out on her several times, and her back was hurting, but she doesn't go to the doctor a lot, kind of like me. And anyway, come to find out, the phone call revealed that they had admitted her to a major hospital from a local hospital, and they did a couple of days of testing, and she got a phone call, like I said, while she was here, and found out that her mother has cancer in her spine, which upset her quite a bit. And then her daughter and her had went out to eat, and then her and her daughter, when they had finished eating that evening, had came out, and the phone was going off in the car, and they had received a message that her apartment back where she lives was on fire. So she called me, and she was just really upset because she is moving from South Carolina to Tennessee to take a job here, and she was really worried. So I felt the need to take off some time and go and spend it with them, but the thing was that I didn't have a video. So this is a shout out to my son. I called him and I said, hey, we've had several people call us or email us, and also send some comments asking they were going to start a channel, and did we have any tips or pointers for them. And of course, I had done a video on all of the camera equipment that I've got and the things that I use, the drone, and just everything involved. And so I called him and I said, we've also had a lot of questions about technical things, and so would you please do a video on, because recently I had to upgrade to some better equipment. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've had to learn a whole lot of stuff just to be able to bring you guys these videos every day. And I've had to learn to edit, I've had to learn to video, even though I don't really know a whole lot. I'm not anyone to learn from, but I've had to learn some things about cameras. And if you know me, I don't like computers either. I would just soon take a beating as to turn on a computer. But as a matter of fact, when I was in school, a lot of times my papers were always turned in on time, and a lot of times ahead of time. But we knew in advance that we were supposed to do a paper, and a lot of times I would wait till the very last minute that I felt that I could afford to turn that computer on, because it's just, I can't make my hand turn that button on. It's just, something about computers, I just don't care for them. But I've had to overcome that. I've had to learn how to use the computer. And another thing that I didn't like doing was reading. But I had to learn to read a lot of books because I was in school for 8 years. So there's been a lot of things that I've had to learn, like I said, just to be able to bring you guys these videos about my lifestyle, what I'm doing up here at the Outpost. And I kept telling him that I was having issues with things loading to the computer and me being able to save them. And so he said, well, Dad, I can help you out. And thank goodness, I have a daughter, for example, that knows a whole lot about canning and stuff, that she can help me. Thank goodness I have a son that knows about technical stuff and you know, can help me out in that area. And he's the one that actually puts together the live streams, because we would have no idea how to do that. So I'm thankful for, you know, the knowledge that he's been able to pass to me, and the knowledge that my daughter has been able to and will be able to share with me. Like this year, with all these raised beds, we're going to do a lot of canning, so she's going to come up here and show me how to do that. So, you know, there's something that you can always learn from somebody, but you have to be open-minded. And I was a bit closed-minded about the computer, a bit closed-minded about reading, but I had to learn to read, you know, and I made myself do that. But, you know, a big shout out to Patrick, because like I said, I called him and said, hey, will you make a video on the hard drives and the SD cards and the things that we use in order to save the information? You know, because it's all about, that's about the how are we doing things here. And if it hadn't have been, because I'll tell you what, guys, I feel responsible and dedicated to you guys about getting the videos out on time. There's been a couple of mess ups where YouTube may have not loaded it right, or there's been some sort of a glitch, but pretty much I have been there and been on time. And you know, that's one of my characteristics. That's one of the things that I live by. And I was feeling bad because I didn't have a video. I wasn't able to shoot one when I got these phone calls that she had received. And like I said, I felt the need that I needed to go spend time with her and her daughter, because they were really upset. And I think that you can understand. So when I called him, I said, can you do a video for me, because I don't have anything for tomorrow? And he said, absolutely. What do you want me to do it on? And I told him. So that's part of the how are we doing things back here behind the scenes. And you know, part of that is technical, part of it's physical, you know, part of it is like the tool reviews that we're bringing you on things that we're using here. So what we're trying to do is give you a broad outlook, especially answering emails and comments. You know, I know that you all can't see our emails, you can only see the comments, but trying to answer questions that we have, because it's easier for me to do it this way than it is to try to email everybody personally. I could copy and paste it, but you know, to me that's not you know, good, what's the word I'm looking for? That's not a good way to do things. To me, this is more personal. So big shout out to you, Patrick. Thank you so much for bailing me out, especially during an emergency like that, and getting that video out to you guys, where hopefully a lot of you all that has been sending those emails got those questions. We still have some more questions on technical stuff about our computer that we're using, and different things like that, you know, and we'll try to address that later. We can't do it all in one video, but like I said, you know, that's part of the how of the review channel, on how we're doing things back here. And like I said, thank goodness, you know, he's there, because if he wasn't, you know, I wouldn't be able to bring you guys these videos all the time. But I got a fire going down here, finally trying to burn that brush pile. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of these scrap pieces that I've got. I've got some wood over there, planks that actually got wet. You know, I really don't care too much about them, because they were just, you know, pieces from the sawmill that I thought, well, I might save and might use them, but I'm just going to go ahead and burn them, because I've got so much wood around here. Trying to clean up a little bit and get ready for spring. Like I said, the next thing to do is to, once I get these raised beds made, I'm going to jump on that chicken house. I'm excited about getting those logs in front of the cabin cut up so that I can get those out of the way. And I don't intend to put any more down there, because another thing that I want to do is get some topsoil in here so that I don't continue to walk in this red clay, and get some topsoil and get some grass sown, so that hopefully I can start developing a little bit of landscaping and lawn, because I'm getting ready to get this bank fixed, so that will be done. So if I can get a little bit of a yard, that will really be nice, that I don't have to walk around in the mud, especially when it rains, because this red clay gets really nasty and you don't want to track that in and out of the cabin. But yeah, I am so excited for spring. You may have seen me using these and didn't know what they were. I had seen them before and really wanted a pair of them, but I don't know, for whatever reason I didn't buy any. But we have a subscriber that had seen me trying to strip the bark off of these poles, and of course these are a couple of bushcraft benches that I built, and I actually drilled holes at an angle where I could put in some stobs, and that would actually hold the tree when I would run it long ways, and I could strip the bark off. But if the tree is smooth, that works pretty good. But there's a lot of knots in it, like this cedar is very hard to strip because you run into these knots everywhere. Then what happens is it begins to move on you because the knife grabs and it pulls. And so he actually ordered these and have them sent to us. You know who you are, and I tell you what, I have used these things over and over, and I really do appreciate these things. Not really sure what the true name of them are. I call them bench dogs because I've got a couple of holes drilled in, or bench braces, whatever you want to call them, in there in the sawmill, where I can actually fasten stuff down. And the way that this thing works is it's fastened down now by beating it down there, because when you drive it in at an angle, it kind of tightens itself up in the hole. And then to loosen it, you just hit the back of it and it comes loose again. So and you can use them at just about any different angle. Right there it's tight again and it doesn't move. It's just like a vise. So I really do appreciate these. They have been a lifesaver, especially working on stuff like this where I'm stripping the bark. So anyway, if you all are doing any kind of work like this, my suggestion is to get a pair of these because they are absolutely fantastic. And it never dawned on me when I was doing these videos and working on that to actually get a pair of them. Like I said, I'd seen them before, but you know, I'm just busy building here, and he saw the need, sent them to me, and I'll tell you what, like I said, they have actually been a lifesaver. So you know who you are. I really appreciate that a lot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get busy again here and get this bark stripped off of here and get those raised beds put together. I know this is a little bit short video, but I'll tell you what, the weather's been really nice. It's been like, what, in the 60s, and like I said, yesterday 73 degrees for the last, what, 3 days? And I think we've got 2 more days of it before it's supposed to change. And so I am just trying to get as much done as I can from sun up to sundown. Anyway, oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you that they did get another phone call that the building that I said was on fire, my girlfriend, that it did not involve her apartment. The fire department actually got it put out, so that was a relief. They are cutting their visit short. They're going to meet with family, go down to see her mother and be with her because, like I said, that stage 4 cancer, you know, is enough to upset anybody, especially, you know, with a loved one. So anyway, but like I said, thank goodness that the fire, the building, which was her building, didn't involve her apartment. The fire department actually got it put out, so that was some good news. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me up here on the review channel at the Outpost. We hope that everybody has a great day. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.